Now let's move to the other question. Show that each of the following expressions represent a power of 10. Before we start, what are the rules that we may use here? We know that when we have the same base, for example, a, and keep in your mind that a can be any number, a to the power m times a to the power m, that's what we explained in the previous video. We can write it as a to the power m plus n. Let's take an example. If we have 2 to the power 4 times 2 to the power 3 equals to how much? 2 to the power 4 means that we multiply 2 by itself 4 times, okay? So this one can be written as 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, okay? Now, 2 to the power 3 is 2 times 2 times 2. It means that 2 is multiplied by itself 3 times. Now, what's the answer? Here, there's multiplication sign between them. All of the bases are 2. How many times it's repeated? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, it's 2 to the power 7. Okay, we can directly use our rule here. We have the same base, which is 2, so we should write 2. Above, we have to write 4 plus 3. Since we have the same base, multiplication sign between them, so I have to add the powers. So it's 2 to the power 7. Okay, here is where our rule came from. Now, another rule. When we have a to the power m inside parentheses all to the power n, we know that this parenthesis means we are multiplying numbers by each other. So we can write them a to the power m times n. Okay, here are our rules. Here there are our rules that we should memorize in order to solve. Here we have 10 to the power 3 times 10 to the power 5. 10 is repeated, multiplied by itself 3 times. Then the answer is multiplied also by 10 5 times. Again, I can use the rule. I have the same base here, which is 10, and here I have to add the powers. It's a 3 plus 5. So in all, it's 10 to the power 8. Okay? Now, 10 to the power 7 times 10 to the power 7. Again, we have the same base. So I have to write it here and add the powers. 7 plus 7 is 14. We know how to think, so we can write it directly, okay? 10 to the power, here there is no power, so we know that it's to the power 1. Okay, since the rule says that a to the power 1 is a. The number stays the same, so it's written only once, okay? Now, 10 power 1 times 10 power 3 times 10 power 2. There's multiplication sign. We have the same base here, so we have to write 10. And then we have to add the exponents. 1 plus 3, 4 plus 2, which is 6. Okay? Now, here we have to use the second rule, a to the power m, all to the power n. It means that a to the power m, n. And when we say mn, we mean that we are multiplying the powers by each other, okay? So here we have 10 to the power 3 times 5, okay? Not a plus here, it's times 5. So it's 10 to the power 15. Okay, next one. 10 to the power 7, all to the power 2, it means we are multiplying the powers by each other. So it's 10 to the power 7 times 2, which is how much? 40. The last one, 1 times 10 to the power 3, according to PEMDAS, we have to start solving the parenthesis first and then the exponent, okay? Here, what's inside the parenthesis? 1 times 10 to the power 3, it's 10 to the power 3. All to the power 2, again, we have to multiply the power by each other. It's 10 to the power 3 times 2, which is directly 6, okay? If you have any question, please don't hesitate to contact me.